So, hello everyone. I am Gustavo. I'm co-founder of Evolve. Evolve is a global private network, an operating layer connecting senior commerce leaders, advisors, founders, and operators across markets. And this is Commerce Talks, where we bring founders of agencies and technology companies in commerce and dig into what they built, the decisions they made, and the thinking behind it all. And my guest today is Márlyson Silva, co-founder and chairman of Transfero, a blockchain financial infrastructure company that processes between $5 and $10 million per day in Brazil alone. They created BRZ, the largest non-dollar stablecoin in the world. Márlyson started as a software engineer, built Brazil's first crypto payment gateway, and has spent the last decade connecting commerce to the global financial system. And Márlyson, the first question is, you built Brazil's first crypto payment gateway and then created the largest non-dollar stablecoin in the world. But when a commerce company asks you today, why should I care about crypto payments? What do you tell them?
First, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys, and it's a pleasure to be part of the Evolve network. We find a lot of good people and senior people there. So if you are not part of this network, then make your trial, because it's great to be there. So when we are talking about stable coins or crypto digital assets, we don't think about the future. We as white or gray hair guys, we are trying to solve the problem today. But if you think about the next 5 or 10 years, and if your son it's a heavy user of mobile phones or technology, you need to believe that everything it will be digitalized, or at least living in the digital ecosystem. And we are the old guys, so we saw a lot of technology. We saw VHS, Key 7, CD, DVD, Blu-ray, and now we have the streaming. So we don't know what will be the next step of the world, but probably you listened about metaverse, or at least a word in the digital systems. So payments will be fully digital in next years. Now we have JP Morgan moving more than $4 billion per day in the international settlement, because they already have their own blockchain, their own tokens to move money around the world. And it was a bank talking badly about Bitcoin 5 or 2 years ago. So if you are not in this ecosystem yet, you need to learn. You need to take some time studying a little bit about digital assets, because the world will be digital and you need to be prepared.
Great. And let's talk a bit about Transfero. So for anyone who doesn't know Transfero, what do you do and who do you do it for?
This is a little bit complicated to difficult question. I'll try to make my past and present clear, and maybe you understand. When I created the company, it was an idea on how to serve startups in Rio de Janeiro. So in 2015, we had this movement starting in the Rio de Janeiro, but the startups, it was so difficult to have a bank account, to have the presence in the e-commerce. So what Bit1, it was our project, what Bit1 did. Our proposal was to deliver to the startup the ability to receive and send money and be present in the e-commerce using our API. So we did all conciliation, all relationship with the banks, because we were a company. We We opened bank accounts on our name, but on behalf of the startup. We helped the accountants, the legal team, and mostly we said to startupper, hey guy, focus on your product. Let's try it on e-commerce, and when you start to grow, it's time to acquire a tax ID or open your bank account. And we did it. So in 2016, we won some prizes. One of them was from the Nova Bra, from the Bradesco Bank here in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
And our solution, it was for the international transfer. In other words, we were converting Brazilian reais into US dollars or euros in 10 minutes using the Bitcoin the blockchain of Bitcoin. So it was super innovative for that time. And the central banks told us, hey, kiddos, it's better to you to find the best place to work because we don't have the proper team. We don't have the regulatory perspective. So find a way to work. But in Brazil, just buy and sell Bitcoin. So because of this, we went to Switzerland. We incorporated a company there and we bought the Brazilian operation. From my perspective, from Márlyson perspective, not from the company, it was a game changer for the community. So how can I help the community to access money or access these financial services using my company? So I started to create some programs to teach the community, to teach young people on how to learn about crypto, digital assets, economy, financial environment, and how to bring them to this world. So now if someone asked me about Bitcoin, I can say that I see Bitcoin as the only tool to convert a poor in a rich guy. And the people say, why? So after you study a little bit about Bitcoin, you will understand stablecoins, you will understand real world assets, tokenization, and liquidity pools. And maybe you will learn how to invest properly because the banks, they don't like you. They don't want you to grow your financial wealth. So the digital assets, the community wants to have more millionaires in this ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I try to pass to them. So nowadays, Transfero as a large group, we operate in South America, North America, and Asia right now. We have our own stable coins. We have an arm just taking care of payments. We have license from the central bank in Brazil, for example, to be a payment institution. We have an arm for investments. We have uh, crypto portfolios, and we have funds. We can manage funds with the license of CVM and BIMA, which is our SEC version
Mm-hmm.
in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
We have our tokenization vertical taking care of new stable coins or real world assets. And we have projects like credit anticipation using the credit cards credits or
Mm-hmm.
receivables. And we have an educational arm right now, and I'm responsible as the chairman. I'm responsible of this educational arm, trying to teach companies and people how to enter in this environment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's the trajectory is amazing, and I wonder, especially in the beginning, probably in this change from Bit One to become Transfero, and well, but within that range, I think, which was when did you realize you were building something much bigger than just a solution to help companies?
uh, I can tell you that I didn't realize it that I never realized it that I was creating something bigger like we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
As a good poor guy, I was trying to solve the daily problem. So every day it was a different problem, and we were trying to pushing to solve it. So my perspective is totally different from my partners, but I was a guy trying to live the poor life and become a rich guy. And to do that, I need to study a lot and make something bigger that I had experience. So I was a software engineer. I was a team leader, project leader, manager, and everything that I was doing. My paycheck was increasing, but I was keeping as a poor guy. My life never changed. And after understanding a little bit more about digital assets, Bitcoin, financial economy, and etc., I started to think a little bit different. So I already have a good paycheck, but my behavior was a behavior of a poor guy. And something started to change. So it started in my house. So I started to dream a little bit bigger. And just to understand, Transfero had Transfero surpassed the mark of 160 people working with us. Now we have less people, but 160. And my big dream as bit one, it was have 10. So I was a total failure because I increased more than 10 times this number. And the point was, how can we solve this problem? So my first big problem was to have a bank account. The second big problem, it was make a wire transfer to Bahamas because I opened a fund in Bahamas and I wasn't able to send the money to Bahamas. And this was crazy to me because, man, I have this bank account for more than 20 years. Why I'm a businessman. I have the money. I have the all invoice that I can prove that this money is mine. And the bank is not sending the money to there. So crypto started to make sense to us. So when we started to use crypto to solve these little problems to my life, my personal life, it was okay. We can do more, and we can do more not for ourselves. We can do more for the community. So in 2019, when we created the BRZ, the stablecoin for the Brazilian reais, we started to solve problems for fathers here. For example, Saturday night, we had a father asking for some help. His son was in US, and the credit card started to not work anymore. And he had no money. And the father here in Brazil, it was desperate. Oh, what I do now? If I send money today, it will arrive on Thursday. But my son needs the money right now, and I don't have any friend there to deliver the money. And we hey, take it easy, man. Just breathe. Let me introduce you Bitcoin, and what city is your son. With some messages, we discovered that on that neighborhood, we had a Bitcoin ATM. We teach the son and the father how to use the ATM, the wallet, and send Bitcoin. We help it. And 2 hours later, because the master class, the son received the money because we sent the Bitcoin to the ATM, and the father was, okay, how can I use this for my daily problems? And we figured out that, okay, we can put this on a credit card, recharge it with Bitcoin, and deliver to the community. And our main goal was not to reach the B2C. This was, I don't know if we make this mistake or it was a certain point. We focus on the B2B and the high net worth individuals who became our friends. And this was the great thing that we saw, but we never imagined. Okay, we will have a big group, a global group, sending money, making partnerships with Circle, Tether, and huge banks. We never thought about that. So yeah, we made a lot of mistakes, but we are here yet.
Yes, I can. Well, what I can understand, and let me see if I get it wrong. So you were from one point, besides, as per I know you, and we were talking before, and what you told here already about studying and etc. Besides knowing that you need to study hard, that you needed to study hard and to have knowledge to do things, you have not, like, let's say, planned properly the steps that you were doing. So you knew some things, and somehow you had some your brain, you did some type of connections and were connected to what was appearing as new in the world, and you were just like, not just, but you were like connecting the dots and using the knowledge that you were acquiring, and started to see problems and say, oh, with the knowledge I have, I can solve this. With the knowledge I have, I can solve it. And then it was growing at a certain point. I believe that now Transfero has a better planning and etc. And you guys know the years ahead. But I think that for some years, this was your trajectory, right?
Yeah, we never thought or planned to have this budget to do this and that. We as a poor guy, I never had money to plan 1 year, 6 months. I had 30 days paycheck to solve the monthly problems, right? So when I started the company, I didn't have this feeling of, okay, I need to raise money to do this and that. I started the project knowing that I need to spend every penny that I had, but my goal was how to generate value, how to deliver value to people and companies, and how to receive money from them. So as we deliver money and as we deliver value, we can receive money from the value that we deliver. So this was always, and this is my mindset. So I should deliver something first to receive later. And I met a lot of guys raising money first with a good plan for 12 or 24 months. And sometimes this plan just will never work because the world change every day. So in my industry, 3 months it's like 2 years. So we need to pay attention from the movement of the market, because if you can sit today with your team, draw a good project, a good product, and say, okay, this will kill the market, will win the war. 2 weeks later, someone launch a regulation in some country, and your project is done. So what I did was, as Hollywood helped me a lot, I watched a lot of movies. I watched a movie called Who Wanna Be a Billionaire or Millionaire?
Millionaire, yeah.
And Millionaire. And in this movie, we saw this guy using the previous knowledge from his city life and making him answer some questions that for everyone was super difficult, but to him was okay. It's +1 knowledge that I acquired before. It was the same with me. So as a poor guy, I had to solve a lot of problems inside my house. So in company was the same. How can we improve our capabilities? How can we increase this this product or this framework, and how can we deliver value? Because our partners or our competitors in the market, they were delivering the same thing that another one. So what is our differentiation? So we were different because we went to Switzerland. In Switzerland, in the heart of the crypto valley, we were the first crypto company to have a bank account. And we had a lot of startups, Swiss startups, that hadn't bank account. And we as Brazilian, we had the first bank account for a crypto startup. They was crazy. But what we did different, we rent a car We drove 4 or 5 hours to Geneva. We talked with every bank in this river, and someone said, "Okay, I will open the bank account for you, and you need to put some money here." When we turned back to Zug in Switzerland, the Swiss guys were, "Hey guys, how could you open a bank account? I'm here for 2 years and no one, guys. We cannot tell you the secret, but we can perform a masterclass. Do you want to have it?" And they said, "Okay, please teach us how to make this happen to us." What we did, we called our manager and said, "Okay, guys, we have here 20 startups, Swiss startups. People they have a lot of money. Do you want to have more customers? Just drive to Zug and help us." And they came, and we opened some bank accounts. So I think that as a Brazilian, as Indians, as Chinese, they suffered a lot in the childhood or the young age. We have this, okay, I need to do a little bit more. And we keep pushing. And sometimes have a little bit more effort is not a problem to us. So that's it. Connecting the dots is, how can I suffer a little bit more today, and maybe tomorrow I will, okay, I'm comfortable right now because it's working, until someone break everything that you built.
Yeah, yeah, that's the market, and that's the evolution of everything. I think, and getting back to let's say, let's connect that with the something more, let's say, usual for payment companies. And you guys recently got an authorization from the Brazilian Central Bank to operate as a payment institution. And
Yeah.
what that unlocks for you in terms of, and for Transfero and for the client. So what can you now do that you couldn't do before?
Now we have the direct access to the PIX system, and as a payment institution, comparing the license, we have the bank license and the payment institution. The only thing that we cannot perform under our license is to offer credit, but we can offer credit using other company, other license, or other product or digital product, right? So we have the ability to open bank accounts for our customers. We have direct access to the PIX system. What these do to us, this decrease the cost of the transactions for us, because using the PIX system you need to pay to use it, but having direct access you reduce some cents, and this makes sense after millions of transactions, right? So this is a good step to us, and this brings the traditional market to sit on the same table. In other words, we can sit on their table right now to talk with the regulators, talk to create this environment to provide the Brazilian market, at least, better services for the community. From my perspective, I still have this dream to make our people richer than we are. We have the resources, we have the environment. Brazil is not a bad environment for 100% bad. We have bad regulatory perspective. Sometimes we have bad governors, but we have a good environment to entrepreneurship. We have good environment to create new solutions, and we are a great country. So we have a lot of people here, and if we create a good product, we have millions of people to use this product. So this is what I think that I can see using this license from the central bank, and this brings to us a professional layer that we hadn't. For example, my compliance team, I had the I create this compliance team, right? So when I created it with one challenge: how to say no to the partners, because as a partner and as a commercial guy, you want to grow. And sometimes if you grow faster than you have the capabilities to handle everything, you will broke. So the compliance team, it was created to first say no to the partners and to the commercial team, because we need to know our customers. Second, how to make the banks, uh, 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 how to make a friendly relationship with our banks. So this was the two major missions from our compliance. And right now, our compliance team can sit with the central bank team, talk freely, because they are performing a good job. So we don't have the fear to make mistakes, because we are following our framework. And our framework, it was created under the framework from Switzerland. So we have the MiCA regulatory perspective. We have our own framework working in Switzerland. We just copy and paste for the Brazilian. We added more items. We didn't create from zero. We applied the Switzerland perspective from the Brazilian market. So to enter in Transfero ecosystem it's harder than open a bank account right now. So this is what bring to us more comfort, at least for me, to work around the world, bringing new customers and making sure that my team is taking care of every details and passing the information from the central bank. So this is what we are doing. And right now, with the new regulatory perspective, we had more than 200 companies requesting the license. And right now we have only 50 in this run. So Transfero still are one of these companies to acquire a license for SPAV, a basic license, virtual asset service provider in Brazil. And our desire is that we have created this environment for the last 10 years, and we want to keep this working for the next years.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. And getting more about GTM and growth of Transfer. So how does Transfer acquire clients today? And because from one side, I understand that you have more a, like, say, B2C solution, where you have possibility to people have open their accounts with Transfero and to transaction not only crypto, but to have their wallet
Investment.
within
Yeah.
Transfero. And also you have the companies that need to that want to accept crypto, and also that have the necessity to transfer money around, probably maybe some companies from Brazil or companies from abroad that have operations in different markets that they need to exchange, that they need to move that money. So, and my question is, how do you guys acquire the clients today? How do you get in touch with these type of clients?
We started to acquire customers going to events. So as we are focused on the B2B side, we started to participate in some events, some financial events, to know what kind of customers we want to have. So we discovered that we had a good fit with financial companies, because as a financial company, you need to move money abroad. And we had this infrastructure with the best fit, decreasing the effort or the friction, increase the efficiency, decreasing the cost. So we can reduce all frictions, and we can deliver money fast from our competitors. And we started to talk via the events. Later, we discovered that being part of this kind of network as Evolve, it was greater, because people started to see us with more relevant and more frequency. So when someone think, okay, I need to send money to Brazil, Transfero. I saw this guy in this podcast or this talk in this community,
Mm-hmm.
and I have this WhatsApp. I'll send him a message. And sometimes I cannot solve the problem. This is the
Mm-hmm.
beauty of this kind of relationship. But maybe I can present the people that will solve the problem. And this company that had this problem solved, they will remember, oh, Transfero solved my problem, not uh, from their infrastructure, but they present some solution for me.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays we have a lot of people coming and sending messages or requesting some meetings because they understand that we can help them. So now we are moving right now between 15 and 20 million dollars per day. This changed. Uh, we have funds, and I'll tell you from our perspective, from our treasury, okay, not for all
Mm-hmm.
our customers, but we had products that last year delivered more than 200% comparing with the CDI in Brazil. So the interest rates in Brazil, it was between 12 and 15%. We had products that delivered more than this.
Mm-hmm.
And what we are trying to build is how can we deliver value to our customers? So every B2B company holding money in Brazil using our infrastructure, we can make this kind of, how can I say this, staking of their amount here in Brazil and deliver some yields for them. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and the results uh, speaks more than our presentation. So what we see right now in the market is that the people reach Transfero not because we are the faster, the beautier, the beauty company or the cheapest one. It's because we are more than 10 years in this market trying to do the proper way every day, or we try to be the best every day in what we are
Mm-hmm.
doing. And the people came to us, guys, I need to talk with you because I had this partner, this customer that said that you solved this problem, and I think that I have a problem now, and you can solve to us. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we have a commercial team for the last 2 or 3 years. We spent 7 years just with the partners, the shareholders, going to events, participating in some networks, and talking, just like that.
Mm-hmm. That's great, right? And yes, and well, as you grow, you probably need to have more conversations, and I think it's also what you said is also having this sales team is also a matter of frequency, as you said. So having people to well, you need to be frequent in different market events and meetings and etc. So yes, in terms of you have as we said and you explained the first, let's say, trigger to build BRZ, but you have now BRZ for Brazil, ARZ for Argentina, and CLZ for Chile. And what is the logic behind expanding currency by currency, and what does it take to launch in a new market uh, as you build this?
Uh, when we launched the BRZ in Brazil, we solved a problem that we were facing. And as we solved the problem from our perspective, we saw that we started to solve a lot of problems to other companies in Brazil. So, in other words, we globalized the Brazilian real using our stablecoin, just giving access to other platforms in Europe and Asia. And we started to see that emerging markets, everyone, uh, each of them, they have the same problems. Not because the capital controls, but because the traditional institutions to handle with international settlements, with the increasing necessity that we have to be faster than 10 years ago. And after PIX was a great project, and it was super, how can I say, it was a successful project and product because came in a difficult time, the pandemic, and they see, okay, I can handle this because the majority of Brazilians has a smartphone and they can send money directly from to other Pix key, right? Another phone. So when we are talking about emerging markets, as Venezuela, Argentina, Chile, Bolivia, Colombia, South America, Africa, you see the same problems. The chain of the banks, the central bank, the international settlement, the bank partner on this transaction flow. And when we are using stablecoins, it's almost peer-to-peer. So when I convert Brazilian reais in BRZ, I can just swap tokens or swap this stablecoin to another stablecoin, and now I have the same amount pegged in another fiat currency. So if you take BRZ right now, you can just exchange for USDC or USDT, and now you have dollars, digital dollars in your wallet. And now you just need to have a platform to convert these digital dollars into real dollars in your bank account. So when we started to do this with the Brazilian market, we saw that Argentina had the same problem, the Chilean market had the same problem, and we tried to create this stable Z project inside Transfero. We had people working with us around the world, and we said, okay, you are responsible to study your market in Argentina, in Chile, see what we can do, talk with the regulator, and see if they see a lot of problems if we create this new stablecoin. They will not understand what is stablecoin. You just need to present the thesis, the white paper. The money is parking in the bank account, and when we need, we will perform a traditional wire transfer to an international bank. If they are keen to have us as a customers, we have these numbers in Brazil, and maybe we can have the same amount of money parking in their bank account. So our great job was to find partners in the banking system, and they said, okay, I want to have this amount of money parking in my bank account, and when you want to have this outside my country, I will send to you. And it was like that. This was the major problem. The simple one was, it was create the token, because the token per se doesn't have value. What has value behind this is the company that are issuing the token and the liquidity that this company is providing to the market. For example, in Brazil, Circle is our partner from the, I will rephrase this, Transfero is part of the Circle payment network. What this means? This means that every company transacting inside the Circle infrastructure, they can send money to Brazil, and Transfero is one of the liquidity providers to provide the PIX payment here. So if they send, let's say, $100 million to Brazil, the system will send a message to Transfero system and say, okay, Transfero, now you can handle with $100 million in Brazil. My system will return, okay, yes or no, or maybe, or this amount I can handle right now. And via system, I can perform payments in Brazil. And at the end of the day, I receive USDC or USD, my bank account, and I will deliver a PIX payment. And we discovered that this can be done in every country in the world, depending on the regulatory perspective. So this is the major point for us. Before we try to create that stable coin, because the stable coin it's nothing. It's nothing. Every kid
Every kid is creating NFTs. So what's the value? Nothing. But when we sit with the regulator and they say, okay, this is the lines that I understand. If you play here, I'm comfortable. If you play outside, I need to see. So we tell them, okay, you want to see, you can follow me, or you want to force me, just play here. And when they say, I will force you, I don't want to do nothing in discount because it will be so much difficult to change their minds. But sometimes we find some regulator that, okay, I see the world changing, so I need to see until where you are going. So we start to work with them.
Yeah, one curiosity I have, I think, is and also a doubt. So, do you believe that stable coin is the is the is the is the is the easiest way or the best way to connect both worlds, like the traditional financial system that we have and the crypto system? So stablecoin is can be used, or is, I don't know, a good intermediary, so both worlds can understand what is happening, and it's like a middle ground between both worlds. Is that it?
Yeah, but I think that it's a little bit more because we have the world, we have different fiat currencies. Each country adopted someone in the past, and we have this central bank actor in each country. So they need to control the capital because they need to control the price of their fiat currency. And without control, they cannot work. Dot, period, it's like that. What we see using stable coins, the money needs to be in that country to provide the liquidity, and the money needs to be at least or parking in a bank account or being part of a treasury bond investment. So we have the liquidity necessary to prove that we have the reserves for that stablecoin. So now that we have these local currency in the digital ecosystem, we can move money so much faster than before, because relying the traditional SWIFT system, we take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days to receive the money in another country. And we need to understand the money, they don't leave Brazil and get into US. The money is still here. What changed is the account balance between bank A to bank B. So that's it. And this is the same with the stablecoin. But once you have the proof of reserves in the digital ecosystem, it's so much easier to send money to Asia than relying in the SWIFT system, because it's a node system. They 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 I don't know how many times they did some maintenance in this system, but the system, it was not improved like the technology outside. So the last 10 years, it was unbelievable what we did with the cell phones, with the technology. Now we have Elon Musk with rockets going and coming back, and it's amazing what we are seeing. But the financial industry, it's still working or operating in 100 years behind. And what I see is that stablecoin is the easiest way to perform international transactions relying in the local fiat currency. But I don't know if the banks and the traditional world will keep using this. Maybe they will force everyone to use a centralized blockchain, exchanging tokens. I don't know. But from the market perspective, stablecoin is the best way and the only way to transact between countries right now without losing a lot of money. Because if you rely on Bitcoin, it's
Not stable.
super volatile. Yeah, so
it's not stable.
I used this
on backing before the BRZ in 2019, but it's not stable. And the stablecoin tried to bring this. The local fiat currency is stabilized from the stablecoin, and the stablecoin being transacted in some liquidity pools. I see some countries testing, but we have a lot of pressure from the traditional guys that rules the world.
Yeah.
And I see that we can do more, but we are waiting for something happen in the world.
Yeah, but I think it's probably kind of a normal movement from the market, right? So if you have someone that's disrupting your market, the tendency that usually we have seen from history, the tendency is for the majority of the market, or at least who rules the market, they try to stick to their comfortable world. So try to stick to their world, to protect that until it has no other possibilities. Some cases, companies broke, go down, like Blockbuster, Kodak still exists. They have made a last change at the way, at least they still exist, but they almost went off. But usually the market tries to, the leaders, they try to hold their positions, to protect their market, as we know.
Yeah, and not only for protection, or not only for keep everyone in the comfort zone. I see that it's necessary to protect the people, and when we are talking about the financial system, the authorities need to understand what is going on the market. So
Yes.
In Brazil, for example, we have a lot of schemes, a lot of old people being I don't know, involved in some schemes, losing money. We have these FX, Forex, Tiger games for, I don't know, betting, spot betting, and etc. This is crazy right now. And it's not only in South America. The entire world is facing this kind of problem. And the basic problem is the same. It's education. When you grow up fully educated on what is easier and what is real, you understand that no one will offer to you 10% per month using your money. It's impossible. So if the basic investment it's around 1% here in Brazil, someone came to you and offered 2%, you need to think so much better about this option, because if I have the right recipe to become a billionaire, why I will share with you? I will do this alone, right? So the basic problem that we are facing in the entire world right now, it's about education. We don't have the proper base on the technology, financial, and regulatory perspective. We have a lot of kids making a lot of mistakes, creating projects, offering a lot of products and options for everyone. We see a lot of movements in this market. But think about the regulator. These guys studied a lot. They are responsible to keep something working properly. And some kiddo creates this amazing thing that convert a local currency to another one, and he just wasn't informed, communicated. He don't know what's going on. The reaction is, okay, I need to stop this kid because he will kill my job. But nowadays we see that the regulator, they are studying, they are super technical. Now you can sit with the regulator. They are not only the old guy with the gray and white hair. They are understanding what is going on about the technology, and they even explain what the regulatory perspective needs to maintain. So in 2026, it's easier to understand both sides. So one side needs to protect, and the other side needs to evolve. But they need to agree in certain points. So if this is the square lines that you can play, the regulator needs to be comfortable and say, okay, I don't have the sandbox environment for you, but I know you. You can go there, make your trial. And if I see that you are managing super wrong, I will push you or I'll pick you. So it's okay. But if we don't see the evolution of the technology, the increasing need to create safeguards to use the technology. I don't know what will be the world in next 5 years. One problem that I always tell to people here is about AI. Yesterday I saw a message in the cloud environment that one model, it was shut down because the US and the letter and etc. And they said, okay, we have a GDPR problem here. We have a lot of data going out and we don't need this. And what is, who is the owner of the information that you receive when we talk with GPT, OpenAI, Anthropic, or any other LLM model? Oh no, we have this message. Okay, we are a AI model and we can make mistakes. Man, this is nothing. Now we have a lot of technology to be regulated. The regulators, they didn't evolve it, and now they are facing a huge problem. They will try to open positions to new people to enter in this regulatory perspective and teach everyone and put the proper safeguards for everyone to work, or they will start to ban the technology innovation from their environment. And this is bad. For example, in Brazil, we have a lot of Brazilians working in US or even working for foreign companies, just because in Brazil it's impossible to work in their markets, right? And my fear for the market is that every time that the Brazilian government or the authorities push the regulator to force the people stop to work, they will work in another environment. So they will go to Switzerland, German, US, Asia, because they can create this environment to innovate. So the innovation is needed. The authorities and regulatory perspective is needed, but how can we balance both sides at the point that we can turn our countries richer using our own technology? I'm trying, for example, create a group in Latam, reuniting good companies in Latam, because I see a lot of unicorns in Latam, right? But we have this impostor trauma and point of view about the Latin companies, because we see, okay, only US companies and Asian companies, they can raise money and compete with the market. And Latin companies move their offices to US and Asia to raise money and conquer the Brazilian market, this or the Latin market. This is crazy, man. I'm trying to create this group and maybe a fund to, okay, guys, we have in Latam this treasury, this company. This company has a great idea. We have a great team. We need to join forces to make this happen here. We don't need to force them to go outside to become a West company and start to grow faster. Nothing wrong with this movement, but I have this trial to be proud of my origin, and okay, I need to create this environment for my people, and maybe I will be successful or not, but I will try to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's the the entrepreneurial way, right? So we have a dream and we need to pursue it. So and if we don't get to the final objective, at least we tried and we learned something. So you talked about future. So when you look at commerce payments in Latin America specifically over the next 5 years or so, what are you betting on that the market's not yet pricing?
I see that we have a lot to grow yet in the e-commerce. I see a movement from Asia. Yeah, it's cheaper to import than create the products in our countries. This is crazy for me, but it is what it is. This is what we have. So what I see that the systems will be more integrated. So maybe you already have this in the market, but a Brazilian guy or Argentinian guy will buy some goods here. Actually, the good is not here. It's still in Asia, traveling to their location. And this user will help the merchant to pay to the good to be exported. Everything, it will be digitalized in next 5 or 10 years. It's a movement that has no turning back. Digitalized, tokenized, you can pick the term, but everything, it will be on the internet. The things, the goods that we have can become a kind of NFT because it will be a token, and this token can be tradable, and you can buy a shirt from China, and even before this good arrive your house, you can just sell it to another guy, and it will be delivered to him. Stablecoins, it will be more used for this market. Now in Brazil, we have our solution running in some supermarket network. So if you came to Ipanema, Leblon in Rio de Janeiro, and go to the Zona Sul, it's the supermarket network. You can pay with crypto because we are able to convert the crypto into BRZ. And at the end of the day, we make a PIX payment for the merchant. And if you want to buy an apartment here in Rio, it's the same. We have some companies accepting crypto using our solution. So I see the increasing will from the merchants to accept crypto or digital payments because they see that foreign people are visiting their countries, their cities, and sometimes they only have digital assets. So it's better to have the option to receive digital assets than not having. About the e-commerce per se, they will start to change because nowadays you can send a message to Gemini. If Google has your payment details, your card details, they can make the search, check your history of less goods bought by you, check the size, your preference, offer to you the best option in the market, and they can track the word because sometimes it's not on your country. And if you agree with that purchase, they will buy it for you. So this is crazy what is happening. And soon, every Gen Z or later guy entering in the market, they will start to buy only using agents. So every merchant needs to prepare their platforms to be reached by the agents. So it's easier, but not everyone is paying attention for this because even myself, I sent some message. Okay, I need to buy a car. Which car? This one. And I asked to GPT, Gemini, and Claude. It's a different approach for every platform, but the information that they brought to me, it's crazy because now I have stores in Rio de Janeiro. Let me share with you guys. I have this young dream to have a Porsche. Okay, I saw some movie. Remember Hollywood, and I remember that I saw a Porsche make some drift in some real hill, and I need to have a Porsche one day. And I'm working. I have my family. It's not good enough to have a Porsche here in Nova Iguaçu, Baixada Fluminense of the Rio de Janeiro, but I have this dream. And now I'm 40s, white hair. I have a son with 7 years old, and I thought this. I don't know, 2 months ago. Man, I never entered in a Porsche, but my son has the opportunity to enter in a Porsche. My son has the opportunity to go to the school inside a Porsche. Why not? This is a question, a creepy question, right? So I need to think about the value, the security, the eyes on the street. But I started to think, okay, I want to buy a Porsche. And I'm not visiting the site of the Porsche. I send message from my agents, and they make the research for me, and they bring the results. And the results are so curated from my perspective that if I decide to click in a button to buy, they will send a message to the seller, and I will arrange a meeting with them. And if all stores don't start to think about this, they will lose the market. It's the same with the food, the food chain. You have the dark kitchen model growing fast right now because you pay for the brand, right? So if you want a burger from Burger King, you enter in the app and order. I want a burger from Burger King, but you don't know if this burger it's being delivered from the store. Maybe in some house we have a kitchen just cooking this burger. So it will be the same with the entire e-commerce. We as I don't know, more than 35 years old, we need to touch in the things to make this. Okay, I believe it's real. I want to have this. This young generation, they are okay with just see the photo and buy the photo, and you need to be prepared for this. And you will have increasing, changing this e-commerce model. Maybe you will have the need to have a experience store to make this more available for your customers, because the new kind of customers, they like to share everything that they are doing. And maybe you have a store just to show up your products or part of them, to receive your customer, to make then test your product and make a video, because they will be your commercial team in the next years. So think about that. Why not to have a store only to showcase your products, make the people try it, and later buy from the e-commerce using their agents? That's what I see happening in the next 5-10 years.
Great. Yeah, it's interesting. I think, well, I would think something related to that. And now I have 2, maybe 3, but the last questions. So one is the question that we do in every episode. So it's the same question for every episode to every guest. So what's the best piece of advice you received that you completely ignored, and what happened?
Believe in yourself. This was the best one. And I believed in myself for a long time. But in certain point of my career or the entrepreneurship environment, I just ignored this because I saw a lot of results so much better than mine. And I believe that these guys with a good experience in the market, or this school tier 1, it was better than me. And I lost some years of my life or months of my company. And now I I turn it back to my best advice of my life. Believe in yourself. You have good principles. You have a good heart. You have this different way to see the world, even the, don't having don't have you don't have everything that you want to have, but what you have you can share with the world, with the people around you, and this is so different. And so believe in yourself. So this would I had to learn how to believe in this after 30s. I don't know, but now with 42, I believe in my vision. I can talk about my vision, but as my vision, if I have the control, I will keep the control for myself. I will not share anymore because I have this experience, and maybe a resume that you have is not better than you. So believe in yourself.
Great. Yeah, that's actually great advice. And Márlyson, before the last one, you have now also another initiative, which is called Next Leap. Or,
Next
name. And tell us a bit about what it is. I think it is very, very related to diverse, to a lot of points that you have mentioned through this conversation. I think that's probably this is probably a lifetime endeavor that you had that now you are able to put outside. I think this is the way I think so. But just let us know a bit more about that. Explain what it is and what you want to build.
Okay. As the CEO, I was the CEO of the company from the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years as the CEO. Before I was the founder, the CTO, the CIO, the chief of strategy, and later CEO. Okay. And because the heavy and constant trips in the world, I spent a lot of time in the connections, right? So I started to write a book. The book was called The Next Leap. What's about? It's about an affirmation that from where you were born or from where you came is not your destination. You can draw a huge plan and you can achieve great things in your life. So I started to put 10 years of entrepreneurship and how my lessons from the young age helped me on this entrepreneurship environment. How to make decisions, how to make people believe in your crazy mindset, and etc. And after write the book, I need to create. Okay, now I need to share this book. And this guy came to me and said, "Okay, Márlyson, let's put this in the Kindle, the Amazon Kindle. Let's deliver only in the digital Kindle Unlimited, because if you can sell them there, you can sell the press, the press one." So we are now launching the English version and the printed one, the physical one.
Mm-hmm.
And he changed the title. The Next Leap became The Invisible Leap, because after he read the book, he said, "Man, this is crazy, man. I'm here. I'm super provoked by you, and we need to change this." So he changed the title of the book, became The Invisible Leap. It is there on the Kindle platform.
Mm-hmm.
It costs, I don't know, 50 cents or 2 Brazilian reais. It's every young guy can buy this because it's cheaper, and it's cheap. And what I did after read the book, I create this platform called the Next Leap Club. Next Leap Club. I create this mentoring with my family, trying to teach them on how to change their lives, because I see a lot of problems inside my family. And I said, okay, I need to provide some time to my family and try to save them from these rats running and etc. and I create this next leap mentoring, trying to save them. So it's for encounters, some lessons, some mindset models, and people crying and something emotional. But at the end of the day, I deliver some methods on how to work and how to keep the track of their life. That's it. And this became some kind of community. So it's a club who pass from the mentoring can be part of this club. You need to deliver one value at least for this club. If you are electric guy, a driver, a painting, you need to deliver one value because you will provide first before receiving. Remember, my value, I deliver value first, and later I receive. And I started to bring people to solve the problems of the family. So if someone has financial problem, I cannot be the solver, but I can bring a fixer that will mentor these people how to manage the financial life and 1 year to give away from the debt. And if your problem is relationship, I try to bring a psychologist or a therapeutic guy to handle with the problem. And this became bigger than I expected. So I have the mentoring, I have the club, and I have this academy teaching about technology, AI, blockchain, financial, digital ecosystem. I have communication inside this club because my life changed when I started to communicate better with my team, and I started to accept invitations for podcasts or panels or events to be the speaker. And I see that communication is a game changer for everyone. So we need to think better, but to think better, we need to read more and write more and speak better. So the world needs good speakers. It's crazy what's happening with this new language from the Gen Z. It's crazy. And inside this, what is the not the best part, but I bring a foundation that I created called Changing Lives Institute. I try to help young people. Now I'm working with teenagers because the Gen Z. I'm not happy to say this, but Gen Z, we have a gap of people that we cannot transform anymore. They are so damaged by the I don't know, the new literacy and the new speech. They are damaged mentality. Their mentality, their mindset it's broken. So I'm trying to bring some young guys between 18 and 24, and now trying to work with teenagers between 12 to 18 to make some classes for not only for trading, language programming, AI prompts, and projects using code from starting to make a prompt, create a project, handle the messages, and talk properly with the AI agent. So it became a lifetime project because I started to help my family, my community, because I'm a Christian guy. I'm not a Christian guy. I have the Christianism as my life philosophy. Yeah, Christianity as my life philosophy. Because be a Christian nowadays, it's one more. I don't want to be one more. I'm different. So as a different guy, I need to pay attention for some certain principles and messages, and I'm trying to bring this peace of mind because I decided to be different, just like that.
Yeah.
So in my house, I allow some behavior, but when the people surpass this limit, oh, hey guys, it's my house. In my house is like this. Don't pass the limits. So it's what I'm trying to do, man. And I try to bring this to the corporate environment, right? So I started to make some questions as CEO. When people approached me to talk with this new super project, I say, okay, guys, before we started, what is the size of your ego? And they say, oh, what the hell? My ego? I don't have ego. Man, I have my ego. I'm super proud of what about I deliver to the world, but I can take my ego and put my pocket. You can handle your ego like me, because if you cannot do this, someday I will put my ego before yours and we will not be able to work properly anymore. So if I can take my ego and kill it, you need to be able to do the same. And some projects doesn't happen just because this. I want to have people around me that wants to create a good environment, save the community, save their families. Is not searching money per se. Today, it's seeing 5 years ahead because the world changed. We have war perspective. We have peace that cannot be peace anymore. We see. I have friends in UK, in France, and sometimes they are facing some problems there that they never thought that they can have this problem with immigrants and etc. And I say, man, this was draw 5 years ago. You didn't see it. I saw it, and I'm living in Brazil, man. And even in Brazil, right? So we have car. Fabrics. We have Chinese cars came to Brazil. They are not hiring Brazilians factors. Yeah, we have. They are this factory. They are hiring Asian guys. So in Brazil, we will see a environment changing because you have the Brazilian ecosystem, the perspective, and now you have the Asian one. What will happen next 5 years? Depending on the religion, the behavior, the people, man, everything can happen. So that's it. Next leap is the what can you repurpose your life and perform your next step. What is the next leap that you need to become someone greater than you are right now? That's it.
Amazing. That's great. That's great. And here's the last one. So you grew up in Nova Iguaçu, Rio de Janeiro. It is a neighborhood. It's another city, right?
Yeah.
In the big Rio de Janeiro metropolis, let's say. It's connected to Rio as a metropolis. So you grew up in Nova Iguaçu and built a company which is now sitting in Crypto Valley in Switzerland. So what does that journey tell you about what it actually takes to build something that crosses borders? And that is, I would add, that is transformative in their market.
Yeah. I think that when you are in a pressure life, or when someone bring to you more pressure that you can handle, you can have two behaviors, right? So you can just accept the pressure and give up, or you can think that you can surpass your limits and limitations and do more. I went to several no. I tried to do 2 English courses in my teenager time or young age, and I never finished anyone. I like to say that I learned English playing Super Mario Bros. Because I needed to play with a dictionary in my desk, and every time that a message appeared, I need to take the dictionary and understand what the game needed to me as a player. So when I went to this market, every new pressure became a new question. You will stop here, or you will try a little bit more. And go to Switzerland, for example, it was a clear message from the authorities in Brazil saying, guys, you don't have environment for this solution and your mindset here. You need to go outside. So Transfero is not a Brazilian company. It's a project that was born in Switzerland, in Zug. crypto valley. So Brazil lost or lose this speech. Okay, I have this guy, this Rio de Janeiro guy. That no. I was a Rio de Janeiro guy that created Bit1 in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, but Transfero had to be created. Our foundation, it's a Switzerland foundation. So I don't say that Transfero it's a Brazilian company. It's a Switzerland company. And when the authorities called us to talk and, okay, guys, here you cannot perform this. You need to find a best jurisdiction to work like you are thinking about. It was a kill to us. So our project just died in that moment. Even after won a prize from a major bank in Brazil, the Nova Iguaçu program. So what I try to teach the people here is that you can do more and you can surpass the limits that are shown to you, but you need to understand how to act in these moments, right? So I learned that I need to have not friends, but contacts in every sphere of this market. I don't like politicians. I don't like this crazy thing that we see in the TV. But we have good people as a politician. So you need to have this contact, not a close one, but you need to know who you can achieve or reach to help you pointing some kind of a direction. You need to have an authority as your contact in your phone. You need to have another CEO that can help you. So because these I participate in several networks as Evolve. I have one that is called YPO, Young President Organizations. It's a super environment. It's a crazy one because I think that I'm the poor guy there because the people is super high. The CEO of Coca-Cola, JP Morgan. So the CEOs of the huge companies that I admire those companies. And inside this community, I saw that everyone is a human being. So the people has their problems, their family problems, their relationship problems, and they are people that needs help sometimes. And what they do, they ask for help. So this is one thing that we started to learn at the beginning of our time as entrepreneurs. We need to ask for help. So every problem that I faced, I try to raise my hand for someone and guy, I have this problem. I don't know how to handle, and I need some guidance. And for my good, I always receive some help, some guidance. I try to have some mentors. I have advisors spread it in the world. When I have some problem, I send a message. Sometimes I receive the answer. Sometimes the people say, okay, Márlyson, I'm going to Rio next week. I want to have 1 or 2 hours with you. Let's solve this. And I started to do the same for the young generation. Every young guy that reached me, I try to help him, even pointing other people to talk, because this is so much important. So in Switzerland, we received messages and return for governors, from people from government, from FEMA, the regulator. And in Brazil, our experience was, okay, you cannot make this conversation with central bank, with the CVM, because you have no license. Okay, but if I want to acquire this license, what is the next step? Okay, hire some lawyer that you can pay a lot of money, and they will approach us. So this is a different approach that we received in Switzerland, and we started to perform this as a day-to-day way to live here in Brazil. So if I can tell you why I did and how we did, was asking for help and not giving up with the first problem, because problem we face every day. I cannot tell all problems that I face as a payment institution, as an entrepreneur, as a black guy in the financial market. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm from Nova Iguaçu, just so you understand. When I go to Faria Lima in São Paulo, I never work for a bank. I never work for an asset management, but I have a bank and I have an asset management under my umbrella, under my tax ID, right? And the people say, what this black guy came in from nothing, from nowhere, is doing here? Okay, I'm changing the world, and maybe you will be out of my new world. So that's it. And I'm okay with that. So another point that I can share is that we have a lot of black people saying, okay, the world own me something, or I'm a little guy, I'm a poor. I don't have this vision, because we already have Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, and others that they suffered something before, and now we have a free world to speak, to study, to do more. It's difficult, yeah, because we have our heritage. We have maybe more difficult than others, but it's possible. So when someone say, okay, Márlyson, you will never do this, I remember that movie, Honor, Men of Honors. Yeah, I remember that guy. Okay, what are you trying to be a diver, cooker? That black guy, and he said, because the people said that I never could do that. So that's the same for me. Once upon a time, I said that I want to have a bank. Now I have one, not a bank, but a payment institution. And maybe a bank can acquire Transfero, or maybe Transfero can acquire a bank. What I can say is 3 banks already talked with me about this, but we don't know if it will happen sooner or later. But maybe, why not?
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. Maybe it's a good thing. But well, thank you very much, Márlyson. It was very nice talking with you, understanding more about your history, and also Transfero, and what Transfero can bring to the market, and how Transfero is also changing and being very disruptive within the market, especially in the payment market. Thank you very much for being here with us, and for you who's watching or listening, thank you. Make sure you subscribe. I don't know where you're listening or seeing us here on Spotify or YouTube, so please subscribe to Evolve, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Márlyson, again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.